Hi, I'm Rocco Stano, and welcome to StoryMakers. Today, we have a fun duo with us, author and illustrator of Wolfie the Bunny, Ame Dykeman and Zach OHora. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, and
we're so excited to be here.
And we have your book, Wolfie the Bunny, which came out this year, and we have a carrot, which is an important prop in the book. So this is the first time you two have worked together, right?
Yeah, this is our first project.
So how did this all come to be?
Oh my goodness. So the idea of a wolf and a family of bunnies story had been kind of playing around in my head for a while. And probably 2 years or so that I was working on this. And it just wasn't coming together, and I was so frustrated, and I cleared a whole week where I did nothing around the house. I'm just trying to write, and it wasn't happening, and then the house was a disaster. And so I sat down with the family, I said, guys, we need to all clean up this weekend. Nothing but cleaning, and I got everybody's, grumbly approval on that. And then all of a sudden I'm doing laundry, and I heard a voice in my head, and the voice said, "He's going to eat us all up." And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the character. That's their line that I've been working on. And so I told my family I was cleaning upstairs, and really I just locked the door and I grabbed my laptop and I started typing, and that was Dot Bunny's.
So it was like divine inspiration. This voice
exactly,
comes to you.
Exactly, the voice in my hearing voices, Rocco, and that's how it starts. So like an hour and a half later, I finally had the draft of this story that I'd been percolating with and trying really hard on for like 2 years.
But you had a publisher for the book?
No, it wasn't assigned yet. It was just fingers crossed and good luck, little manuscript.
Sent it out,
yes,
right? And sent it out.
Yeah,
and it was picked up by a Little Brown.
And then they called and they said, "We are considering Zach OHora," and I was like, over the moon, because we were already friends, and I'm such a fan of his work. And
Twitter friends.
Oh,
yeah,
you were Twitter friends before
yes,
this, right?
Before we were real friends. Yes.
And then you created the characters, what they looked like. Yes.
Well, the other serendipitous part of that, besides hearing voices, is that I was just like, I think that same week I was in Little Brown, and we were trying to just talk about projects that we could work on together, and I was showing them some artwork and stuff. So it was just kind of timing that was like perfect.
For the people that don't know the story, in a sentence or two or three, tell us what the story is about.
Sure. The bunny family comes home to find a bundle outside their door. And inside the bundle is a baby, but it's a baby wolf. And Mama and Papa Bunny are thrilled, but their daughter Dot, who is a little more grounded perhaps, says, "They're going to eat us all. He's going to eat us all up." And she keeps trying to convince the parents of this, but they're just smitten, as all good families should be, right? And then, of course, in the end, and look how adorable Wolfie is. I mean, Zach drew him, so cute. So
He didn't start out that way, but yeah. Eventually, he was cute, cutified.
Yes. And then Dot comes to realize that Wolfie adores her.
Now, you said he did not start out this way. So was he a little more scary?
With the parents being so smitten, I thought it would be really funny if Wolfie was really, really scary. So it was all the more ridiculous that they didn't see that, of course, they're going to be eaten by this guy. And this is actually like a middle. There's actually a scarier picture, but we didn't bring that today. We didn't want to scare anybody away.
Right.
This is sort of like the middle one where he ends up. A bunny suit helps most people not be as scary. Softens a little bit, but he's got lots of teeth and a long nose, and definitely looks like he'd gobble up some bunnies.
Yes, it certainly is a scary-looking wolf.
We loved it, though. Yes. We thought this was great.
I don't know. He's got kind of a unibrow that's pretty scary, but
Little Brown,
wisely, they're like, you know what, we want to love
cuter.
Wolfie.
It looks like a Red Riding Hood type of.
Yes,
yeah.
That's why she has the red hoodie, because there is some kind
of
Little Red Riding Hood.
I didn't get it either. We were doing an interview. He said that. This was like months after our book came out, and I was like, what?
I don't know. Somehow I
I
thought of it as like sort of a anti or like a reverse Little Red Riding Hood a little bit. I don't know. It's got the characters kind of in reverse, so kind of made sense to me to put little elements of that in there.
When I read the book, I said, "Oh, it's a book about adoption." So was that something that you actually had in mind when you wrote the story?
I love the concept of families finding each other, like the perfect people for family, whether they're, grown in house or adopted, which is wonderful. So I didn't specifically set out to write an adoption story, just the concept of family is family no matter what. And in this case, it was kind of a large no matter what to overcome, but of course it did, because love and family, so.
Now, some of the illustrations in the book, you used a former place you lived.
Yeah.
That is what? Where was that, even though I know?
Park Slope in Brooklyn.
I'm a Brooklynite, so I always enjoy seeing Brooklyn types of places.
there it is.
Yes.
I love it.
You were telling me earlier that you lived in the garden.
Yes, garden level apartment, which is New York real estate speak for you live in a basement, which we did, and it kind of looked like that. We had our own little entrance, and I actually had to duck my head to go down into it. And when my niece visited one time, she actually asked her parents, she's like, "Are we going down in that hole?" I'm like, "That hole is my house." But but it seemed like a perfect place for a bunny family to live, because bunnies love gardens. So.
And another one is like a little shout out to the Park Slope co-op here, and we have actually you have a carrot. The Carrot Patch Co-op bag established in 1980. So are these available?
They should be. I had that made for Amy just as a little thank you when Wolfie came out.
Okay, so Zach, what is it like teaming up with Ame Dyckman here?
On which part? The creative part or the real life part?
Oh, doing appearances with Amy.
It's great because I don't talk much usually, so it's great to have someone who has plenty to say and is very animated. And I just kind of mumble through the thing, so it's kind of a nice mix of energies.
He's great. The kids love Zach. Like, we'll be somewhere and they're just like, oh! And especially when he starts drawing, they just like lose it. They're like,
Let's talk about some of the books you've done in the past. What are some of the other books you've done?
Well, Wolfie is my third book.
Third book.
Yeah, I did Boy and Bot with Dan Yacarino.
I have a copy of that.
Yes.
And Dan was an early guest on KidLit TV, and I think we may have actually talked about this book on that. So people go back and watch Dan's interview. So Boy and Bot.
Yeah, I adore Dan.
And what was the other one?
And then my second book is Tea Party Rules with KG Campbell. And he was so much fun to work with too. So.
And Zach, your books?
My first book was Stop Snoring Bernard, about a snoring otter, also based in real life, because I'm a snorer. And my second book, No Fits Nielsen, is about a giant gorilla who throws giant fits, based on my son Oscar. And I have a book that just came out in June called My Cousin Momo.
Right there, came out in June. And so we have a gorilla, we have, what was the first one you mentioned?
An otter.
An otter.
Sea otter.
And now we have a
flying squirrel.
Not the Rocky, the flying squirrel.
No.
This is Momo, you kind of, your cousin Vinny type.
Yeah, a little bit. He's got the headbands. He's got some My Cousin Vinny style there a little bit.
Right.
But he comes. He's visiting his regular gray squirrel family for the summer. They've never met before, and they're pretty excited about the fact that he can fly. They don't fly, so they're super excited about it. But he's reluctant to fly because he's a little shy, and they have to sort of manage their expectations about their friend.
Okay, no spoilers here. This is by Penguin.
Yes,
Dial
Books.
imprint. Yes, well, great. Wolfie was your first book together, but I understand there's a second book in the works.
Yes, yeah.
And I just happen to have a copy, an advanced reader's copy of it. And what's the book called?
It's called
Horrible
Bear.
Horrible Bear. Here's the cover. It's going to be released in what, April?
Yes, April 26th.
And we're able to actually show one spread. And
there it is, Horrible Bear.
Horrible Bear, yes. There we are, yes. And so this is coming out in April, and it's about a bear and a redheaded girl. And also, you guys have a third book together.
Yeah,
And that is called, Zach, what is that book called?
It's called what? Read the Book, Lemmings?
Yes.
Yes.
Read the book, Lemmings.
Yes.
Say it again, Amy.
Read the book, Lemmings.
Read
it.
the book, Lemmings.
Yes.
Yes.
Lemmings.
Okay.
Read the book. Yeah.
So you have bears, you have a wolf, you have lemmings. So, there's a whole group of animals still out there. So
Animals are
we'll be
right.
waiting to see what other animals may be in future books. Yes. So this was really fun. Thanks for visiting
Thanks for having
KidLit
us.
TV
Great.
and StoryMakers, and we'll be waiting for April for Horrible Bear. And if you haven't, Wolfie the Bunny. And then read the book Lemmings.
Yes.
So come visit us again. Remember, until next time, give a kid a book in any format.